So today we have two topics to cover within 2 hours because we have a lot of things to study, you see. Unfortunately, we cannot increase to 30, 40 topics. People got fed up, you see. So we squeeze into 2 lessons. But I'll start with a dependent origination, which is a longer topic. Then after that, then we discuss Tilakkhana, 3 characteristics. These two are very important topics because almost every year these two topics sure come out either in the higher or in the senior. So especially a dependent origination, most of the time it come out in the higher. You see, so you pay more attention. In fact, you read the notes also quite okay already, you see. First, let's look at the partial questions because this sharing is not the normal Dharma talk, you see. It's strictly tailored towards the exam purpose. So we have to look at the partial questions to see what the examiner wants. Then we concentrate on those areas require or often asked by the examiner, which is a teaching approach. So I don't use a general Dharma talk approach. I just talk here, talk a bit, tell story. No. Strictly tackle the examiner. So this dependent origination, you see, 2012, 14, 17, 18, 192, almost every year. Senior, in fact, higher also will come out. You see, what is a dependent origination? Explain clearly that lead us from birth to death of a human being. Then what is a law dependent origination? Number 2, explain clearly, right or not? Then you say, help us to get an answer from where we are searching for the truth to end the suffering. Then the third paragraph, what is a doctrine of dependent origination? How does this doctrine explain our cycle existence of suffering? Then how to find an answer and the suffering. Last one, what is dependent origination? And how dependent origination explain our cyclic existence of suffering with reference to Pali Sutta. So from these few years questions, it's very clear. Examiner wants you to understand the doctrine of dependent origination. That means you have to explain the 12 links or 12 factors in sufficient details of the law of dependent origination. First, explain what you have to define what's dependent origination first, then you go one by one into it. That's the first thing you have to tackle, you see. Because very obvious, examiner always asks you, make sure you know the meaning, understand the doctrine, okay, first thing. Then this doctrine explain or what purpose, what goals, why Buddha proclaim or preach dependent origination. You have to tell them all this doctrine explain our suffering or this and that from birth to death or something like that. At least few purposes. Then examiner want to know, since you know the dependent origination explained to it, serve what purpose, you know the meaning, how to solve our life problem, right or not? How to realize the truth, how to solve the problem of suffering. That's what the examiner wants. The meaning of dependent origination, what purposes Buddha preached this doctrine, and then how to realize the truth, how to make use of, understand this doctrine and solve your life problem. Practically, if you know these three areas, you can tackle the question already. Anything else? They never ask any other thing, you see. So now we have to, sometimes they ask you to quote the sources, quote the sutta, but it's not 100% necessary lah. If you can, that's better lah. What happen if you quote wrongly? There's something wrong lah, you know. So if you don't know, you say according to the sutta, according to Buddha's teaching. If not, you better don't say. You use a general term, or Buddhist belief that this and that, or in Buddhism, this is something like that. Doctrine is something like that. That described. That will be safer, the safest approach. So here, the three major or main suttas that explain the doctrine of dependent origination. First, from the Digha Nikaya, Sutta number 15, Mahasatipatthana Sutta. This sutta provides the most detailed explanation of the doctrine. If you have time, you read through the sutta. At least one will do. You see, if not, you you just Google or deep seek AI or Gemini AI or the Novo AI. They give you a shorter version of the sutta. There's a shortcut lah. That's what I advise you, for this, to adopt this approach. So number 2, Didana Samyutta Nikaya. This entire section, because Samyutta Nikaya, there were so many sections. One section, SM12, devoted to this doctrine, dependent origination. Then the third one, Vibhanga Sutta, also from Samyutta Nikaya. So these 3 sutta, or in fact 2 sections from Samyutta Nikaya, and then 1 sutta, the one from Digha Nikaya. At least you read the first one for greater details, you see. So normally the books will present you in a cycle form, and these cycles or circles or something like that, is always divided into 3 lives: past life, this life, and next life. There's a modern version, how scholar or the monk will explain the doctrine to you. But original version from Buddha's mouth, Buddha did not use this circle, to explain the doctrine. Buddha, after enlightenment, he explained the doctrine of dependent origination in a linear method, to and fro, from avijja, then sankhara, then consciousness, then craving, clinging, becoming, and then rebirth and suffering. Go from ignorant to human being to suffering. And then he explained backwards how to solve the suffering from human being, then backward to sankhara, stop the clinging, stop the craving, this and that. Straight linear version. 3 life circular version also okay, but it appears in the modern textbook, especially in the Narada, the books you are using. The people always talk about the 3 life, dependent origination from previous life to this life to next life. That is the modern version. Okay, so this dependent origination, there are 12 factors involved. Before we go into detail of these 12 factors or 12 links, 12 causes, then we have to explain what is the meaning of Paticca dependent origination. In Pali, we call it Paticca Samuppada. Paticca means because of this, that arises. Because if that thing ceases, the other also ceases. So depend on each other. So paticca means because of this, all depending upon others. Samuppada or means arising. So paticca samuppada, two words together means because of this, that arises. If the other ceases, this one also ceases. This is in the general explanation, general term, short form. So you see the doctrine dependent origination explain what? Interconnected. From this factor that arises, that factor also, the next one also arises. Means these two factors are interconnected, right or not? So this one ceases, that one also ceases. Also explain the causes, interconnection, conditional nature. This one arises, condition the arise of another factor. So explain interconnected, the connection and the conditioning. Conditioning cause this happen, that also happen. Condition, based on a condition. What do you mean condition? Condition that you arise, that I also arise. Condition. Interconnected means I arise, you also arise. We are interconnected, you see. So this doctrine explain interconnected, conditional nature of all phenomena and the origin of the cycle of suffering. This sentence is a bit tricky, you see. So you just now I explained the meaning of connected, interconnected, conditional nature of all phenomena. Then next word, phenomena. People, you always come across the word phenomena. What is phenomena? Phenomenon is the singular. Phenomena is a plural. So Sankara. In Pali, we call Sankara. Phenomena, all the existences in this world, all the appearance, the nature, the happening, the occurring in our world, samsara world, we call phenomena. You see, all due to condition. The appearance of all these phenomena, where it can be physical, can be mental. So all these appearance, occurrence, all these phenomena are conditional. Then, for example, the appearance of a vehicle. Why people invented vehicle? There's some purpose because it have some condition behind it. We need it, and the people who invented it are brilliant scientists. And then under certain condition, this thing appear, and then we need it. So it can be physical object, it can be mental object. So condition, why you feel upset, is it a mental happening? Can be conditioned by this, because of that. You see, all these are conditioned phenomena. And the origin of cycle. So this dependent origination, all of explain the factors behind the appearance of this phenomena. And all these factors that brings about the existence of this phenomena, all these factors are interconnected. They appear because of condition, or requirement, right now. Because you understand the sentence is a bit difficult, a bit philosophical to understand this sentence, and the origin of cycle of suffering. So the dependent origination here talk about conditional or causes relationship of all phenomena, all the factor of the phenomena, and the dependent origination explain the origin of the cycle of suffering. Right now, why explain origin of the cycle of suffering? Because Buddha says, "Sabe sankara anicca, sabe dhamma anatta, sabbe sankhara dukkha. That means anything arises or arisen due to the conditions are impermanent. And because of this, if you attach to it, you will have dukkha. Right now. So this explains this dependent origination also follow the laws or the three marks, three characteristics of Buddhism that it explain the origin of suffering. This third sentence is a bit difficult or philosophical. You need to understand how worthy phenomena arise in this world or due to condition, and all these factors are all interconnected. And because of the impermanent, you will have suffering, right? Not so. Third sentence is a bit philosophical. We will explain in details. You see, so concept of interdependent causation. When a certain state, a condition, phenomena, physical, mental, A arises, for example, A arises, another state, we say B also arises. When A ceases, B also ceases. So this is how phenomena in this world arise. Phenomena means a lot of this worldly existence arise. You see, for example, suffering arise. Your mental state, different mental state arises, happy or sad arises, the physical thing that arises. So this dependent origination explains the appearance of this phenomena, all due to the causation and condition. You see, so based on this causation, causal relationship, and the doctrine describe how conditioned phenomena arise and cease, various independent causes, various interdependent causes and conditions. So this page is a bit abstract or philosophical. I put it in a simple way, in a very short manner, means any happening that we see, we face in this world, all due to conditions. And this condition, the causes, you can call it causes, they are all interconnected. If one cause, one factor arise, that cause also arise. When this disappear, that also disappear. You see, so there's a summary of the laws of dependent origination. Any questions before we go to the second paragraph? It looks a bit, sounds a bit dry and philosophical. So it dependent origination based on condition. That means the phenomena based on condition, based on interconnection to things, and it brings about suffering. You just remember these three things. The rest, whether you arise, or just explanation. Anything before we go to a second paragraph, second slide? So dependent origination, the doctrine, Buddha's doctrine, explain this complete doctrine into detail. And this detail means that this doctrine has 12 factors. And these 12 factors are all interdependent, all interconnected. You see, the doctrine is a causal formula. That's why they're all interconnected. You see, this one arise, the cause another thing to arise, you see. And intercauses and 12 factor interdependent causes, they all depend on each other, right? Now, it explains what? Three things. This one you have to mention the meaning of interdependent origination and what it explains. First thing, explain the rebirth into human being. Okay, that means why human being appear in this world? Why inherent? How inherent affects the appearance or rising of a human being in this world, or appearance, then you have a craving, this and that, karma, this and that. So this dependent origination, first thing, explain the process of rebirth into human being. Okay. Then because of the birth in this samsara world, we have suffering, right now. So if you know suffering, if you know the doctrine, then this doctrine will tell you the answer, how suffering can be stopped or how to cease suffering. Two things. Third thing, the causal connection of various factors with the rebirth becoming. That means that this doctrine, there are 12 factors involved. And the 12 factors explain our rebirth into human being. And if we think that our rebirth into human being into this world is a form of suffering, then this doctrine, Paticca Samuppada, should be able to explain or should explain how suffering can be stopped. Right? Not? Two things. Third thing, there are various factors that involve before the appearance of human being, right or not? Craving this and that. So it explains the relationship of various factors. So three things. Rebirth as a human being in this world, and how to stop suffering, and explain the various factors involved in the rebirth process. Three things, remember. The 12 links of Paticca Samuppada. First, it explains why we suffer in this world. Why? That means we in this world suffer means first thing, because we are in this world, right or not? So how or what are the things that explain our appearance as a human being in this world? So they say because of ignorance, past ignorance, avidya, people. Why ignorance brings about rebirth? But it's not direct. It has to go through the second factor. Because of ignorance, you have sankhara, volitional activity. So what you have to explain? What do you mean by ignorant? Here, ignorant, you don't know the law of karma. You don't know Buddha's teaching about the suffering, Four Noble Truth, right? Not you don't know the concept of Tilakkhana, talk about the impermanent suffering and non-self. All this because of your ignorance, you don't understand this. That's why you have problem coming ahead, you see. Right or not? If you know what is suffering, you know things are impermanent and don't attach to it, then you avoid all the suffering. And then in the future, you practice, you have no rebirth, right or not? So first thing, avidya, ignorant. Ignorant means you don't know all this Buddhist law, Buddha's teaching, Four Noble Truth, karma, three characteristics of Buddhism. At least these three. You don't know, you are ignorant. Because of ignorance, you have sankhara, the second factors. There are 12 factors involved, from ignorance to a coming of human being in this world and our suffering in this in this world. So this 12 factor explain in the doctrine of Paticca Samuppada. You have to remember avijja. Avijja causes. We don't say causes, we say condition, the arising of sankhara. What is the meaning of sankhara? Sankhara at least three meaning, but in this case, Paticca Samuppada, it means all the volitional activity, all the karmic activity. Because of the ignorance, you do this, you do that, you want craving, you do something good, something bad. All this, result in the formation of creation, accrual of karma, you can say. You accrue all this karma, and this karma, active karma, because of your activity, because you're ignorant, this karma is slowly developed further and causes a condition, the arising of other factor that brings about rebirth. You see. So second thing, karmic activity. Ignorant condition, the arising of karmic activity. What is sankhara? So here, if you want to explain the meaning of sankhara, it means all the volitional activities, the cetana, karma, together with whether it's a good or bad action. You see, we say it's karmic action. So sankhara, volitional formation or karmic activity, the thoughts, cetana, the karma, together with moral or immoral action. That means your karmic action, whether it's good or bad, performed by you, all these are karmic action. So ignorant, you perform all the karmic activity. So karmic activities condition what? Consciousness, vijnana. Ignorant condition arising of sankhara, karma. You perform all the karma activity, and as a result, this consciousness arise. Here, what sort of consciousness? There are 6 types of consciousness. Say I conscious. Suppose because of ignorance, I want to look at outside, nice food there. Then your eyes have contact with external object. After your eyes look at the external object, then the I consciousness, we say I consciousness will arise. Then we say there's a contact, eye contact. 3 factors involved: sense organ, external object, then the relevant consciousness arise. 3 things. Then we say, we look at the outside, we can see the outside world, we have a contact with the outside world. Then this thing, all the consciousness, other consciousness, rebirth consciousness pushing out arises. So when consciousness arises, nama rupa, mind and matter also arise. So that's why some of the scholars, they divide into 3 life. Past life because of your ignorance, ignorance, avijja, that you have done, perform a lot of this karmic activity, good or bad. Because of karmic activity, you condition the rebirth consciousness into this life. And this life, rebirth consciousness, then all the sense-based nama rupa appear in this life. So they talk about first life and the second life. So you see, Nama Rupa appears. Consciousness arises. Rebirth consciousness arises. Also consciousness arises. Then the matter, the physical body, Rupa, also arises. So Nama here refers to the four aggregate, mental aggregate, feeling, perceptions, the sankhara, the mental formation, and the consciousness. Four mental aggregate plus the rupa, all together we have five aggregate arises form in this life. You know. So past life, avidya, ignorance, condition, sankhara, karmic activity, karmic activity, condition arising of the consciousness in this life, then consciousness appears, then other aggregate nama rupa all appear. So there's a new form of body in this second life, in this life. So nama rupa appear. Then what else? You have six sense base, correct or not? Nama rupa slowly form, the body slowly form in the body, in the womb. Then six sense bases also develop. Eye, ear, tongue, body slowly appear. So the number consciousness develop, we don't say develop, we condition the arising of nama rupa, mind and body, mind and physical body. Then with the mind and physical body slowly develop, we have Salayatana, the six sense bases also appear. See, Salayatana, six sense bases, here refers to eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and the mind, mental base. Because your mind also can contact, not only your eyes can contact with the external form, ears, nose can smell the external smells, nice smell or not. Ear, you can listen to outside the sound. In your mind, you can develop some ideas, outside ideas, opinion, your view, all created by your mind. So your mind is one of the what we call mental base. Six internal organs, or six, we don't say organ. If you say mind, people may confuse. Is it an organ or not? We just say six internal sense organ. Sense can sense out, sense something lah. You see, for purpose of perception. You see, so Salayatana, six sense base. They have corresponding six external object. Eye, you can see the physical visible form. Ear, sound. Nose, smell, tongue, taste, and so on and so on. So all this, yeah, internal and external sense base, six. Then with the internal sense base and the external sense base, as I say earlier, consciousness arises, correct or not? Eye contact with outside form, you are seeing consciousness. Yeah. The tongue, you contact with the food, you have taste, you have a tasting consciousness. So all this together we call contact. Three things meet together we call contact. Pasa, number 6 here. Contact, what is the meaning of contact from Buddhist perspective? So Buddhist contact, not the Western contact. Oh, I see you, contact. Or I touch on the table, contact. Now, from Buddhist point of view, contact means coming together of sense base internal sense way, and the external sense way, and the arising of the consciousness. Three things. Then only we say contact from Buddhist point of view. Right? If you don't have consciousness, there's no contact. Yes, a vegetable man, the one with no feeling. You touch, he also won't feel anything. If the body is numb, no nerve system, you touch, there's no feeling. So from Buddhist point of view, there's no contact. From Western point of view, oh, your hand touch the body, there's a touch, contact. But Buddhist says that no consciousness arise. There's no contact. Only two things not satisfied. Three things must come together, then satisfied our definition of contact. You see, contact, three things, internal sense base, external object, plus the resultant consciousness. So Namarupa develop all the sense base, with the sense base contact with external thing, then you have contact. Now you have contact world in this life. So this one, all these factors slowly develop into what, into becoming next rebirth. You see, all these are the supporting factors. So once you have the contact, you have a feeling. Your mind will work. You have perception. Once your eye look at the external form, eye seeing consciousness arise, you have contact, then the mind start working. Wow, this is a nice thing, a beautiful picture, this and that. You feel very happy. Then we say feeling arises. Can be present feeling, or can be unpleasant feeling, or can be neutral feeling. Three type of feeling. Neutral feeling, equanimity, equanimous. Not to say careless or don't care about it. Equanimous does not mean non-caring. No, it's something like a neutral feeling. See, neutral feeling. You see, upeka. So feeling. Now you have feeling because of contact. That's a result of the karma. Volition. Earlier on, we talked about the volitional activity, right? Not volitional activity, you develop into consciousness, nama rupa, develop into sayatana. Then sayatana, you have the feeling. Now you feel it, feel the result. Oh, it's a nice feeling. There's an unpleasant feeling or neutral feeling. That's a result of the karma. You see. So all these factors are interconnected, correct or not? One condition that arise of the next thing. That's a characteristic, important feature of Paticca Samuppada. So from these few things, few factors, one after another, you notice already, right? They are interconnected, first thing. And then one condition arise of the others. So the two features, when I discuss with you, explain to you in the first slides, now one by one you realize how it works. So with the feelings, what's the next factor? Craving. Wow, you look at the food, so nice. Then you eye seeing, eye consciousness contact. Then you taste it, tongue with taste. Tasting consciousness arises. Good taste. You have a feeling, very good taste, very good food. Right? And you like to eat some more. Craving arises. Tangha, number 8. So feeling, if there's a good feeling, pleasurable feeling, then of course you want to have some more. That explain the arising of craving, tanha. Of course, if the the taste, the experience is not pleasurable, a very unpleasant feeling. Of course, you don't want it lah. You see. So here explain how craving arises because of the good feeling. See? So because of craving, there got few types. Craving for sensual pleasure. That's what I explained. Oh, yeah, nice food. I want some more. Craving for sensual pleasure. Sometimes craving also can explain the craving for existence or craving for non-existent. Oh, I want to have my next rebirth in the Tawa Timsa heaven or as a Dewa, enjoy some more. There's a craving for existence. Someone say, oh, I want to have my next rebirth in health realm. Oh, I want to come back to the annihilation, next rebirth, totally no rebirth. If you have that type of view, also craving. So either you crave for existence, of course you like to have your rebirth in a nice place, craving for existence in a nice place, or craving a non-existent or totally no rebirth in certain place, also another form of craving. Okay, but if you can't remember the craving for existence, the best thing for you to remember is craving for sensual pleasure. That's all. Everyone also know there's a craving, craving to enjoy food, craving to enjoy staying in a nice house, craving to have big cars, all this craving for sensuality, because this thing will bring you pleasant feeling, correct or not? You never feel satisfied. Small car, bigger car, bigger car. Small house, bigger house, bigger house. Food not enough, eat more and eat more. Different type, looking for food. All this craving for sensuality. So from basic craving, if you have a very strong wishes for it, or strong craving, I must have. If I can't find it now, or out to look for it, that means the intensity of craving is so strong that it becomes upadana, clinging to it, clinging, don't let go. I must have it. Some people say, oh, I can't find buy a big house, small house, oh, never mind lah. Cannot get a big car, normal car also okay lah. You see, still not too bad. Some people say, no, I work hard. I must own a bungalow. I must have become a billionaire. This work and work and work, clinging to that idea. You see, that is strong craving already. It becomes a clinging. Don't let go. It means intense craving. Upadana, clinging, means intense craving due to false notion that I and mine. Because here, the notions I and mine is very strong. Belief in I myself. I must have. That is mine. I cannot let go. So become very strong. Clinging. Craving, at least sometimes you don't think of I and mine. You just say never mind, never mind. Never mind. But this one is mine. Mine must be there. That's why I call clinging, strong craving. There are 4 types of clinging. Sensual pleasure, easiest for you to remember. Craving for sensual pleasure, this clinging also for sensual pleasure. So, rite and rituals, or precept and practices. Why rites and rituals is a form of clinging? Because some people believe that by doing this thing, by praying this, by chanting this, I can gain enlightenment. Even during Buddha's time, there are people who practice like a dog ascetic. Some people practice like a cow, ox. They believe that by such a type of practice, hardship, they can gain enlightenment. Buddha say, no, you don't attach to such weird rites and rituals that will lead you nowhere. You practice, for example, in like a dog ascetics. Next life, your rebirth will be animal, a dog. You see, so don't attach to a certain rites and rituals, and wrongly believe that you can gain enlightenment. Here, enlightenment means free outside of samsara, no more suffering. Sometimes wrong practice and wrong rites and rituals will lead you nowhere. It's a form of strong clinging. People never let go. Wrong belief, wrong view. You see. So yes, wrong view, wrong rites, wrong rituals, wrong precept, wrong practices, silabata. You see. Wrong views, wrong belief of self means I believe in fixed soul. I believe in individual self. All these are wrong view lah. So if you cling to all this wrong view, you won't get enlightened. So also a form of clinging. All these are example of clinging. Clinging, not only clinging towards a sensual pleasure, I must have big car, I must have good food, you can have clinging can refer to strong attachment to those rituals, rites and rituals, with a wrong view that one can gain enlightenment after practicing it. That idea, that practice also we call clinging to wrong practice, clinging to wrong view of self. All these are clinging. So clinging not only essential pressure of physical object, it can be a type of practice. Wrong clinging can be a wrong type of view also can. Wrong view. So many types. You can name it lah. Clinging for sensual pressure, clinging for wrong practices, clinging for wrong view, clinging for own self. They're also wrong view lah. So because of the clinging, you have becoming. Number 10 here. Bhava. Becoming means there's the becoming of a new life, appearance of the next existence. You see, that's what we normally say becoming next turn, something like that. So becoming bhava means that because of the karmic action, good or bad, there will be condition of future rebirth, you see, that we call becoming. That means the becoming of the next rebirth, future rebirth, due to your ignorance and all sort of karmic activity. So meaning of becoming. So becoming can be, there are 3 parts. You can have a becoming in our loka, karma loka, sensuous world, like human world, world of Apsara, world of Deva, hungry ghosts, animals, hell realms. All these are karma loka. Then after karma loka 11 realms. Then the next 16 groups of Brahma, they all stay in the realm called Rupaloka, Brahma, all the Brahma there. Then form, realm of form, rupa loka. Kama loka, sensuous world, sensuous world. Rupa loka, form, realm of form, or the world of form. Arupa loka, formless realm, those last four realms in our samsara. Samsara, we have 31 planes. So Kama Loka was 11, Rupa Loka was 16, Arupa Loka were 4 realms, altogether 31 planes of existences. So Arupa Loka, Arupa, no physical rupa, no physical body, only mind exists in the last 4 realms, the highest 4 realms, 4 planes, only mind without body. The rest, Rupa Loka 16, very fine bodies, but they are Brahma. Only those who practice meditation attain jhanas, then their rebirth will be in Rupa Loka. Others, sensuous Loka, Kama Loka, or they will enjoy life, sensual pleasure one. Human being mix good and bad. Then the suffering world, health realm, animal, all these the 4 woeful states. Yeah. So becoming can be becoming in any plane in these 3 lokas. That depends on your karma. If you have very good karma, maybe as a deva. If you have bad karma and done something wrong, born in the woeful state, loka. If you meditate very well, attain jhana, you will be reborn in rupa loka, and so on. So becoming means due to the activities, you have future rebirth. And future rebirth where? In one of the 3 main world we call lokas. Okay. So 10. So 11. So because of becoming, your rebirth will come very soon. Becoming. So rebirth happen in Kamaroka, say human world. For example, in human world. Your birth in human world. After becoming, then your rebirth take place. Jati, rebirth. Birth. Then arise. When the birth take place, what happened? Appearance of the 5 aggregate, Khanda. No. Then we say rebirth with the physical, with the mental aggregate. Mind associate with the physical body, then we become a human being. You see, we take human being as example. Then you say there's a rebirth in human realm. You see, why not? So rebirth can be in other planes. Also have the aggregate, not necessarily 5 lah. Some may be 4 lah, some may be 3 lah. If arupa loka without physical bodies, you may have less than 5 aggregate lah. That depends lah. But human being, we say 5 aggregate. The rebirth in human being means the arising of 5 aggregate. Okay. Then the last one, born in this human world, you have a lot of problem, suffering. Suffering also comes aging and death. 2 main things. Aging, getting old, wrinkle, gray hair. Body become weak and sick. Aging. Then death, breaking up of the body. Mind leave the body. That's a death. So the problem, of course, we got other worldly problem also lah. But main thing, these two things you cannot avoid, aging and death. The meaning of aging and death. So dependent origination lists down these 12 factors right from the beginning. Avijja, ignorance. How ignorance condition the human activity, karmic activity, good or bad. Right? No. All karmic activity brings about, we don't use the word brings about, we say condition the arising. Use a more Buddhist term, condition the arising of consciousness. So consciousness develop further, nama rupa, all the aggregate slowly form. So all the aggregate, five aggregate form, you have Salayatana, internal sense base, you meet the external sense base, then you all the eye consciousness arise or seeing, or corresponding consciousness or appear, you have contact. Why we have to explain this way? We have to trace a relationship whereby we come closer to the what becoming from the rebirth of human being, correct or not? So all these are related. From the contact, then you have the feeling. Oh, so nice food, nice nice songs, all this and that. Oh, there's a nice feeling. From feeling, if you like it very much, you crave for it. If you like it very strongly, you clinging. Then with the clinging, you don't let go. There's a strong clinging. You have a becoming, next rebirth, future rebirth. Why clinging? Why karmic activity condition the future rebirth? Because in the Abhidhamma's theories, a dying person, people about to die, their janaka consciousness, karma, the reproductive karma, you become very strong. That condition push for the next rebirth. You see, so the reproductive karma always appears at the last moment. You will push forward to the next existence. So that's why we say karma condition future rebirth. Right now, that's a short term lah. In long we break down karma. Then here in this case from karma, then talk about nama rupa, then talk consciousness, contact, clinging, this and that. More details then only come to becoming. Then come to rebirth as human being. I just take human being as an example, arising of five aggregate. Then because a human being in this world, you have aging problem, you got death problem, this and that. So that's why we have all this suffering in this world. That means the Paticca Samuppada, that with the example of these 12 factors, explain to you how human being come to this world. And as a human being in this world, you face all sort of problems, you have all sort of suffering, correct or not? So that's the purpose of Paticca Samuppada. We list out the 12 factors one by one. One condition, next condition, another condition, another. Then finally, rebirth human being, you face all the suffering. That's the purpose. That's how Paticca Samuppada explain rebirth. Right from beginning, we say Paticca Samuppada explain the rebirth process from ignorance to human being. Right now, first thing. Second thing, since you know suffering, human world, not all the while suffering we know once a while we suffer You cannot say, oh, life is suffering. That's the wrong teaching We don't say life is teaching. We say suffering in life, and not life is suffering. We two different words. People always, when you you attend people's Dharma talk, sometimes they slip on the tongue and say, oh, life is suffering, life is suffering. People say, how come your teaching is so pessimistic? No, it's not because life is suffering. If you say life is suffering, the whole life will suffer. No, it's suffering in life. That means in your life, you face some problem. That problem give you suffering. That's a life, suffering in life. Then it's okay. That's very normal in our human being, in human life. Right? Not? So, Paticca Samuppada, just now the 12 link explain the process of rebirth from abhijja to human being to and explain your suffering. Then second thing, you know why we suffer. Then we must think of a way to solve it, to get it all this problem. Right? Then how to get it of it? Then you look for the 12 link, 12 factors. Because this one condition, this condition next condition next. I mean, this one arise, that one arise, that one arise, that one also arise. Then from becoming arise human being. From human world, human body, all sort of suffering arises. So you know all these factors, you know the relationship. If I stop this from the principle of causation, as I explained in the first slide, if this one arise, that one arise. If that arise, if that ceases, this one also ceases. That's the rule one. Explain to you the causation. So if you know this rule well, you see which one, if I can stop it, cessation of this factor, then the next one also cease, what, correct or not? So based on this logics, then you look at the 12 link, which one you can eradicate or get rid of it, so then you can stop the process. Because one in between the 12 link, you stop one or two thing, the rest all cannot arise. That means all your suffering forever gone, correct or not? So based on this principle, the third things that you learn from Paticca Samuppada is to find out which link, which factors that if you can solve it, can get rid of it, uproot it, or eradicate it, then you stop the rebirth process, then you have no more suffering. So that's your objective. How, if you identify this, then how to practice to achieve your goal. These 12 links are the weakest, the most crucial one is what? Craving and ignorance. Right or not? If you are not ignorant, you won't perform all the karmic activity, sankhara, right or not? Because this one will be responsible for future rebirth. So you have to tackle, get rid of avijja, ignorant, one thing. Or you look at the craving. If I don't crave for it, no more craving. Craving, that means no attachment. I don't attach to this. I know it will bring me suffering, bring me dukkha. I know. Attachment, all because you crave for it. You think it's permanent because I want a good food forever. I want good house, good lives, sensual pleasure forever. But nothing is forever. Or anicca. So you can realize this, you can get rid of the craving in your mind. That means you stop craving, then the whole process, rebirth process, disappear. No craving, you have, of course, you don't have more, no more clinging. No clinging, no becoming, no rebirth, no suffering, correct or not? So you tackle craving. You tackle, as I say, avijja also. Avijja, if you can tackle, get rid of this ignorance, you have no more karmic activity, you have no more consciousness, contact, this and that. So, according to Buddha or the Buddhist teaching, you, after looking at this 12 link, you tackle craving, you tackle avijja, then you realize the truth, how to solve the the problem in this suffering world. Then you won't have rebirth anymore, and you don't have suffering anymore. Right or not? So now at least you are clear now. Understand the working of the 12 link of the Paticca Samuppada. Then concentrate on two factors, craving, and you practice it. Then how to practice it in order to get rid of craving and avijja? So everyone knows, the examiner asks you two ways, you know. Sometimes they ask you, how, from the past question, they always ask you either one. How to practice Dharma in order to get rid of this craving or get rid of this avijja, ignorance. One thing, if you adopt the teaching of Dharma, you use the Dharma to practice. Or sometimes the examiner asks you meditation. How meditation can help you to get rid of this craving and ignorance, so that you have no rebirth and no suffering. So two ways. Examiner asks you two ways. Sometimes either one way they ask you. So now the solution is, you see, according to this Samyutta Nikaya, explain the origin as well as the cessation of the 12 factors chain. According to Samyutta Nikaya, it says, this Samyutta Nikaya teach you how to help us to find the answer to end the suffering. If the examiner asks you, from this sutta, they will give you the answer. The ending of the suffering can be achieved by breaking the chain, the 12 link, the 12 factor in the chain, one after another, just like a chain, correct or not? So you have to, by breaking the chain, typically at the link of, or at the factor of ignorance or craving. So these two are the main factors, the main culprits, you say, that condition the future rebirth, that will bring you the suffering. So now you have identified the two links. This can be done. First thing, you identify the two factors. Then next thing, how to get it? It can be done after comprehending the directly experiencing the nature of all phenomena, explain the 12 factor. Or you must comprehend, understand the nature of this phenomena, the nature of these factors. Then by number 3, the answer is by developing wisdom and insight through meditation. Then you eliminate ignorance. Or similarly, by cultivating mindfulness and non-attachment, one overcome craving. So these two short answer, of course you cannot, your examiner won't expect you to write all the detail, how to practice, how to slowly get rid of this insight, get rid of all this craving. Yes, paragraph, few lines, briefly explain how, by cultivating mindfulness, you can solve, you can eliminate craving. How study or through meditation, you develop your wisdom in order to eliminate the two factors. These three, number 3 years, give you a very brief answer, but you want to give more details, then you say from the practice of normal F4 part, if we ask you for the Dharma, then you say practice normal F4 part, Sila, Panya, and concentration, Samadhi and Panya. So when you practice normal F4 part, you develop your wisdom. With your wisdom, then through you meditate, like just like Buddhas on the night of enlightenment, correct or not? After the first part, Samadhi, very calm mind. Then from Samadhi, he redirect his mind to so-called Vipassana side. Then he note the arising of all this defilement, avidya. So the defilement like ignorance, craving arises, ignorance arises, hatred arises. So with a clear mind, with the wisdom, with the understanding, he suppress and uproot all this defilement. Right? So that's the way through the practice of normal F4 part together with a meditation, then with your vipassana insight, with your wisdom, you uproot craving and ignorance. That's one way. Second way, mindfulness, cultivating your mindfulness practice, meditation practice. You note, practice non-attachment, no craving, no craving. This one, just like people practice, what we call lawfulness of the body, dirty, get it, or all this attachment to the body. So in this case, a mindfulness practice, you also practice non-attachment to certain craving. Then slowly you overcome your craving. So these two are related. Mindfulness practice and meditation, they are related. You see. So all involved in the Dharma practice, understanding the normal F4 part, practice normal F4 part, and at the end, through meditation, you get it of the factors, craving, you eliminate the defilement called avidya, ignorance. Correct or not? So when craving and avidya have been eliminated, the 12 link there, these two factors crumble no more, then the whole process on case. And that means no more avidya, you don't have karmic activity, you don't have consciousness, nama, rupa, contact, feeling that comes. Correct or not? Then without craving, you don't think of clinging. You don't think of clinging, then there's no becoming, no rebirth as a human being, no problem, suffering. Correct or not? That means this Paticca Samuppada tells you the way, explain all the factor, then you go on and practice normal F4 part, practice meditation in order to uproot the two factors, craving and avidya. Then only you solve your whole life problem. No more rebirth, no more suffering. That's all. See? Anything else? before we take a break? Any questions? So the 12 factor, you understand the meaning of each factors. That's what the examiner wants. Then second thing, how to solve the problem. Because this 12 factor, you must say, explain the process from inherent to a human being. To a human being, then explain the causes of suffering, the arising suffering. One thing, the purpose of Paticca Samuppada. That's the first purpose. Second thing, from here you know the causes of suffering, how to tackle it. Then you identify the 2 weak points. With these 2 things in your mind, then what practices can get it about these 2? Meditation, normal Eightfold Path. There's a whole teaching and the purpose of Paticca Samuppada. That's all for this topic. Yes. Nothing? Nothing, then we take 10 minutes off. Hello?
Brother Yap, Rachel here.
Oh, long time no see.
Yeah, you too. Yeah, a few different writers
Yes,
use
yes.
different words on this uh bhava, bhava, bhava. You use
Becoming.
the words becoming, yeah.
Yeah.
Some actually use you know continue existence or being existence. But Chinese is 有 qu 有. So my understanding, or maybe I'm more uh, inclined to continue existence, because it's not like uh it this becoming is already not dependent
Coming soon.
already. Yeah, yeah,
Coming is here's a cinema show. Always put next turn, next coming.
yeah,
Something like that
yeah,
one. About to come,
yeah. So
coming.
yeah,
Continue to come. And not continue in this life, When you say
yeah,
continue existence, it give you a wrong meaning, impression that this life I continue. From year 1
uh,
up to year 20 years, I have another 20 years to live, 20 years continue existence. But this becoming is next rebirth.
okay.
Next rebirth.
Uh,
Not continue in this existence, continue in the next life, next rebirth, becoming,
mm,
about to come.
okay. I think Sutta Central by Bhikkhu Sujato, he used the words continue existence.
Ah, he never explain. Maybe because when you just read one word, sometimes you don't the author never explain what's the meaning, why he use the term continue existence. Sometimes people
Mm,
misunderstand. That's the thing. Because if you take it literally, continue existence, it may give you an impression that within this life, continue existence. You continue for next existence, it will explain to you more detailed. Then you know, oh, this is becoming, coming soon, coming soon. Next show,
mm,
cinema, next show, they always put down,
yeah.
becoming.
Uh, okay, I'm looking at this Samyutta Nikaya 12 tour on
Uh,
that. He used the words analysis lah
uh,
on the 12 too. Yeah. So he's using this continue existence, which I thought this is more proper. I thought lah, because it
uh,
continue it's already existence, it's continue existence. Is like becoming is like suddenly arise, is it not?
no, it's coming, we can be slowly coming. But you say
Yeah.
continue existence, provided you understand, continue next, 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 that's okay. But you continue existence, say, I'm now 10 years old. I will continue for another 10 or another 50. Now I'm 70 years old. I may continue for another 10 years, 80 years old. So sometimes
Okay,
you,
this is what your
ah,
analysis. Okay.
Continue, provided you say continue for next life.
Okay. I'm asking this, I think when we go into the entire the 12 factors, we
Ah,
can understand is it
yeah,
is
we have to.
part of it is like connecting to another,
Yes, yes.
yeah, it's a depending factors.
This,
But what I mean is if come to, let's say, examinations whereby you use these words, so some examiners maybe
the
refer to
misunderstand.
different
Yeah,
or
yeah, that's why.
something.
If you say becoming, most of books, Bhikkhu body, all this you use becoming lah. But
Yeah, yeah, everybody use
becoming.
okay.
Yeah, I know Ajahn Sujato use a lot of different words. And Punaji.
Yeah, I also heard that.
Punaji
Yeah.
also another they totally different technical
Mm.
term. So if
Because I don't have complete set of Bhikkhu Bodhis one. I only have Anguttara Nikaya. The
provided
rest,
in the sutta, in the writing, if you use this term, you put footnote. That's different. You read the footnote. A lot of people never read the footnote. Just read the main article. Then sometimes you misunderstand.
okay.
So
Right.
long as you
Thank you.
know you from the context of Paticca Samuppada, you understand next life, next existence, then that's okay lah. You can say continue existence for the coming again of the next rebirth. Then people understand.
Yeah.
The answer you write this way, people know lah. You just
Mm.
normally out of nowhere say becoming continue existence in this life, people won't understand. You see.
Yeah. This come to my mind that if let's say we really answer it, is it good that we put a bracket on the actual Pali
Yes,
words
yes,
that is
yes.
a bit more
Yeah lah.
probably more safer? It's like, yeah,
Safer,
Bhava.
yes. That's why a lot of authors are very careful at the footnote. They explain further, footnote, right? Article at the footnote, explain to you. There's
Right.
another
Yeah.
way.
Thank you for my.
Okay, we carry on. Running short of time. Are all the people here? So I carry on, Okay, Brother. Why? No sound, not here. Tilakkhana, three characteristics of Buddhism. Sometimes people translate as the three marks of Buddhism or three marks of phenomena. Or here, Now, first thing we look at the exam questions. Examination approach, Buddha says Sabe Sankara Anicca. Then with this wisdom, one descend, then one is disgusted with ill. This is a path to purity. Explain clearly how a person practicing Dharma can come to realization with wisdom of verses uttered by Buddha. Buddha say, Sabe Dhamma anatta. Then which means all component things or Dharma are soulless. So when one sees with wisdom, one overcome the misery. Then explain how one practice normal Eight Four Path can come to realization with wisdom. Then 2018, 2019, what are the three characteristics of Tilakkhana? Explain. By practicing the Dharma, it will make us understand the three characteristics of life. Last one, the Buddha says, Sabe Dhamma anatta, that all Dhammas are non-self. When one sees with wisdom, one overcomes misery. This is path to purity. It's how a person practicing meditation can come to realization of non-self. So again, examiner wants you to understand Sabe Sankara Anicca. all conditioned things, sabbe sankhara, are impermanent. So again, you have to know why Buddha say all sankhara dukkha. Then why all dhammas anatta? The three characteristics, you have to understand the meaning. First requirement by the examiner. Then examiner wants you how to realize that all things are anicca or dukkha, anatta. How to realize it? How to practice dharma or how to practice meditation in order for you to understand the three characteristics. That's basically what examiner wants. So first thing you have to know the meaning anicca, dukkha, anatta. Then how to practice in order to realize the truth. I don't know. Simple thing. Examiners are always want you to understand the concept. Then how to overcome it. That's all. So the three characteristics of Buddhism, or three marks of all the phenomena, are impermanence, dukkha, unsatisfaction, or sometimes we say suffering, and anatta. So all the concept, the meaning of these three words have been explained in Anatta Lakkhana Sutta. Why Anatta Lakkhana Sutta is important? Because after Buddha preached the first sutta, Dhammacakkappavattana, in Deer Park, not all the five companions gained enlightenment yet. They only enter the stream, became Sotapanna. This was, it was only after that, few days after that, when Buddha preached the second sutta, which is Anatta Lakkhana Sutta. Then only the five companions gained arahantship. You see? So this Anatta Lakkhana Sutta was preached in the Deer Park, and it is important in the sense that first time the five companions gain enlightenment after hearing this. So we have to know the three characteristics. First one, sabbe sankhara anicca. Sabbe sankhara, sabbe all sankhara anicca. Anicca impermanent. So we have to know the meaning sankhara, anicca. Sankhara, as I mentioned earlier, just now, here he referred to conditioned phenomena or conditioned existence in this life, in this world. You see? So when we say sankhara, at least three meanings. One refers to all the karmic activity. Earlier on, when we talk about the Paticca Samuppada, we say avijja, ignorant, conditioned sankhara. Correct or not? In this context, in this Paticca Samuppada, sankhara refer to all this karmic activity that condition the future rebirth. Another meaning of sankhara refers to our aggregate. You know, we have five aggregate: nama rupa, rupa, then physical aspect. Then we have a nama, the four aggregate. You have feeling, you have the perception, you have consciousness. Then we have sankhara. Here, karmic formation. Here in this case, Sankara refers to the mental aspect called formation, karmic formation, one of the aggregate. Is different from the meaning of Sankara in Paticca Samuppada. That one we refer to all sort of karmic activities. Second one, we refer to one of the 5 aggregate. Then another Sankara, the third meaning, we say condition phenomena. So in this Sutta, Tilakkhana Sutta, the 3 characteristics of Buddhism, we say all Sankara has these 3 marks or 3 characteristics. So Sankara in this sutta refer to condition phenomena. Okay. So why Buddha preach this Lakkhana Sutta? Because number 3, why this one is important? This sutta important. Because if you realize the truth of the 3 characteristics, it help you to develop insight, right or not? Because everything impermanent, you don't attach to it. Everything anatta, non-self, you don't say I want this because this is mine, because you have no control. So if you insist of having things permanently, you want think that you can control it because it's your own self, that eventually it brings you dukkha, right now. So you must understand the working of these 3 characteristics, the nature of these 3 characteristics. Then only you can liberate yourself from suffering. That's the main purpose of this, understanding these 3 characteristics. So now anicca, first thing, literally it means impermanence. So when Buddha say Sabbe Sankara Anicca, first characteristics, cause all Sankara, all conditioned phenomena are impermanent. We have to understand Sankara. Why we say conditioned phenomena are impermanent. Just now I mentioned to you, Sankara, conditioned phenomena, all things that appear in this world that due to conditions, we say conditioned phenomena. It can refer to the physical object. As I say, oh, the vehicle is a conditioned physical object, right? Not transport, because we need it. The condition is that people need it. The condition is that there are people who can create this. Why not? Condition. That's why we all these reason condition, the vehicle appear in this world. So satisfy our needs. You see, condition. But condition things, these physical things, are they permanent? No. After some time, the car become what? Old car. Cannot function properly, can break down, right or not? Wears and tears. So condition thing not permanent. You cannot say forever new this car, right or not? Second thing, sankara, condition phenomena in this world, also refer to your mental state or your mind, happy, blissful, nice. Next moment you feel sad, sick, right or not? So your mental state, sometimes good, sometimes bad, sometimes you feel craving, feel full of hatred, sometimes you don't feel happy. So your mental state keep changing all the time. So sankara, your mental state, arises because of condition. People irritated you, or you encounter with enemy, all these conditions that make up your mental state. And this mental state arises because of conditions. It's not permanent. Next moment, when enemy disappear, you feel happy. Why not? So, Sankara refer to all these condition, phenomena in this world. Phenomena, physical object, phenomena like mental state, phenomena like relationship, or you had a nice friend, but later he play you out, or you're sore, you get angry. It's not permanent. Nothing is permanent. So even good relationship next day become enemy. So Sankara, Sabe Sankara Anicca. So all these phenomenon that you encounter in this world, all these are impermanent and not fixed forever. Okay, events. So many things in this happening in this world. You can say happening in this world, occurrence, uh, physical thing, mental thing. All this we call in this sutta we refer to the word sankhara because they all appears due to condition. Right? The mental state arise, your happy mental state arises also due to condition. Oh, because you are thinking of this good old day, what, but it's not permanent. So relationship that occur in this world. Oh, you have a very good friend that comes about in this world, that comes into your life due to condition. So this is also sankhara, but it's not permanent. He may disappear, he may not become your he will become enemy, so and so. So Buddha say all this sankhara, condition, existence, condition, phenomena are all impermanent. Okay, there's an example. I know you can say condition existent also can. They exist in this world. Right in front of you for you to see condition existent. Why condition? Because this thing arises or emerge or due to different condition, different reason behind it. So all impermanent. Why condition phenomena are impermanent? Here, number two, because they are constant state of flux. Yes, I have mental state, mental thought. Last one moment, next moment, the unpleasant thought appear. Then you feel not happy. Next moment, happy happy mental thought arises because due to contact, you see something nice. So your mind, the mental thought keep changing. So we say constant state of flux. Number two, because they are in a constant state of flux. Nothing remains the same. Even a physical object, the components never remains perfect forever. They are all constant state of flux. Here, the physical thing we don't interpret as though they are make up or mental thought lah. We say they make up a spare part lah. Some of the spare part rotten or spoil, so the whole thing also not permanent lah. You see, the condition is not good lah. So when come to mental state, we say the mental thought, some mental thought keep rising, some disappear, cessation, then the mental state also change. You see, a relationship also, oh, this thing will come, this thing may go. So there's a common term because they are in a constant state of flux, dynamic situation. Sometimes the book say in a dynamic situation, nothing remains the same. Everything is subject to change. That's all. That's why all your physical relationship, your relationship, and then the mental state, physical object, condition of the physical object, all never remains the same. Right or not? That's the reason why conditioned phenomena are impermanent. Then in one sutta, we list out more examples from the sutta. This sutta, Anicca Sutta, in Samyutta Nikaya, Buddha say, bhikkhus, form is impermanent. What is impermanent is suffering. What is suffering is non-self. You see, so it applies to feeling, perception, consciousness. Uh, all the five aggregate lah. I mean, human beings which make up of five aggregate all these individual aggregate are not permanent. They are all impermanent. Okay, so you cannot attach to it. Attach to it, it brings about dukkha, suffering. You see, that's why he say, whatever things impermanent is suffering. Whatever suffering is non-self. Why non-self is suffering, we will talk later. You see. So, our body, five aggregate, not permanent. Is mentioned by Buddha in this Anicca Sutta. Why the concept is important? Anicca. Why this idea that all sankhara are anicca? Why this statement is important? Because you know things are impermanent, you should not attach to it. How can you attach a thing come and go? You see, you cannot control. So what must you do? If you realize it, realize that the nature of it, how things works in this world, then okay, you let go lah. I cannot attach to it forever lah. It goes also, never mind. Let go, you see. No more craving. If you say let go, means we don't crave, we won't attach, we won't cling to all the worthy things. That's our practice of non-attachment. Let go. That's important. If you, or provided you understand the meaning of Sabbe Sankara Anicca. Why not? That's why it's important. So each characteristic, you know the meaning, and you know why it behaves like that, impermanent, and why the concept is important. You know all these few things, then put up in the answer is what the examiner wants, you see. Then later we say how to practice in order to understand the nature. Second thing, dukkha, unsatisfactoriness or suffering. Most of the time people use the term suffering and give people a wrong understanding that Buddhism always talk about suffering. Buddhism is pessimistic. So we sometimes the author, they change the translation, change the meaning. They say, oh, you better use the term unsatisfactoriness. Sometimes you are not satisfied with it. You see, that's all. That's what we call dukkha. Sabbe sankara dukkha. See? Meaning of dukkha, suffering, as I told you. Now, sometimes it's unsatisfactoriness. So, any example whether Buddha talk about it or not, you see? Yes. Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, the first sutta delivered by Buddha in Deer Park to his five former companion. He says, birth is dukkha. Oh, birth is painful. Aging also painful because you feel very sad. You are getting old, you see. And then death is dukkha. People are scared dying, you see. sorrowful, lamentation, grief, aspire, all dukkha. People don't like all these things, unhappy things, you see. People want what? If even you associate with wrong one, you don't like the person, but the fella always come to you, you also feel unhappy, see, dukkha. So if you like the person, but the relationship is such that you cannot associate with him or her most of the time, you also dukkha. Not getting what you want, dukkha. You want this, you want that, good things, but the good thing never come to you. You feel sad, dukkha. So Buddha give you all these example, the meaning of dukkha. Not only the normally suffering with cut a hand, cut our fingers, then you feel painful. Not only that, most of the time it's a mental response. It's a feeling that tells you whether it's dukkha or not. You see. Why doctrine is important? You have to realize that you don't attach to all these things because this will bring suffering or unsatisfactory to you. You must understand this. Only this will motivate you to practice further in order to gain enlightenment. Otherwise, you're wandering in a samsara. Every now and then you see dukkha, dukkha, dukkha. Not all the while you feel dukkha, but you still experience dukkha. You see. So if you understand that, oh, this is part of your life, you feel a bit happier. This is a behavior of human life. And then if you want to get it all this dukkha forever, then you have to gain enlightenment. You see, you have to practice harder. That's the purpose. We are running short of time, a bit fast. Then the third one, anatta, non-self. Some books, they say no soul. No soul is a later version, is a later translation, Abhidhamma type. The early Buddhist interpretation of anatta refers to non-self, no fixed entity, no fixed entity, rather than say, oh, no soul, no fixed soul for rebirth. There's a later people's interpretation, not the early Buddha's intention, to define anatta. No fixed entity. Because people, fixed entity, people attach to it. You see, if you know there's no fixed entity, people let go, won't attach to it. Then we practice non-attachment, no craving. That's the original idea. Rather than no soul during the rebirth process, this and that. There's a different interpretation. So Buddha say, Sabbe Dhamma Anatta. Here, Dhamma, they have two meaning. One refer to the smallest unit of existence. We call Dhamma. It's not a big D. Big D Dhamma is a Buddha's teaching or universal truth. We call big D Dhamma. Here, small d Dhamma refer to all the unit, all the small unit that make up, that constitute the worldly phenomena. The mental thought, just like all your mental thought, the craving, all the metta, the present feeling, make up your mental mind. You see, so your mind consists of all the individual mental thoughts we call smallest unit. Each unit we call Dhamma. So Dhamma has two meaning. One refer to this unit, smallest unit, irreducible. You're gonna break down feeling, unpleasant feeling into further. That's a ultimate. Then Also, it refers to conditioned phenomena. So, in this context, Sankara refers to two things. It can be unique, it can be conditioned phenomena. Okay. So, why we say all dharmas anatta? Because each individual units, they are ever changing. They are not in constant fixed position, you see. So there's no permanent, unchanging self or soul. Later interpretation in a conditioned phenomena. I know. For example, human being, five aggregate. So if you break down into individual dharma, there are five individual kanda aggregate and nothing else. There's no fixed entity. And besides the five kanda, there's no fixed soul in a human being, human body, except the five kanda. Right? So actually, when we talk about shell, for example, human being, the five aggregate, these five aggregate keep changing. There's no fixed entity. They are not fixed. For example, feeling, my mental thought, feeling can be present, unpresent, or neutral. You see, right now. Then you have the uh, entity, physical entity, and all the parts. They are not permanent. Sometimes good, sometimes the part is bad. So all that's why we say they are ever changing, physical and mental. Even the mental thought, the mental state, good mental state, you may have a pleasant feeling, you may have a metta arises, but this individual mental thought keep changing also. Next moment, it disappear. Then unpleasant mental thought will arise. So all these phenomena, the component that make up this phenomena, they are all ever changing. They never remain fixed. Okay, that's what we say. No permanent. Last paragraph. No permanent, unchanging soul or self in a conditioned phenomena. Why not? There's no fixed soul or cell in our five aggregate. There's no fixed soul or cell in any part in our mental state. Right? Not all keep changing. Feeling keep changing. Those other mental thought, consciousness rising and falling. So last paragraph. Anatta refer why things are anatta, because things keep changing. When we say self, as I explained to you, I myself, it doesn't mean that it's a fixed self. I myself consists of aggregate, five aggregate. All these individual aggregate keep changing. That's all. That's what we call, conventionally we call self. Ultimately, they are all individual aggregate that keep changing, you see. So no such thing as fixed I or fixed mind. That's the meaning, Sabe Dhamma Anatta. So five aggregate and anatta. In Anatta Lakkhana Sutta, Buddha say, form is no self. It's not self. If form will be self, the form will not lead us to affliction, and it will be possible to say, oh, regarding to form, let us do this, do that. Why we say form is no self? Our aggregate, we ourselves, we don't have self. Because all this self keep changing, we cannot control. Inside, rupa keep changing, becoming old one day, and then the perception, feeling also keep changing. We have no control because they keep changing. We have no control. That's why we cannot say we own it. There's no fixed entity itself. Things that beyond our control, we cannot say mine. This is mine. This is I, and this I or mine. Right? No, there's no self, no control. See, that's what Buddha explained. Form is not self. If form were self, there would be, lead to affliction. It would be possible to say with regard to form, or let my form be this, let my form be that, let my physical form, rupa, be young forever, beautiful forever, but cannot. It's subject to changes. You see, so we cannot control our rupa, our form, physical form. So you have to realize it, the impermanence. If you attach to it, you feel sad, unsatisfactory. Why doctrine is important? Understanding anatta, let go the ego. You know everything impermanent. The five skandha keep changing, so you have no control. Anatta, no self, no fixed self. You see, then you won't feel unsatisfied. You won't feel sad about it. That's a purpose. So regarding Buddha say anatta, form is non-self. If we consider it self, then we can control them in it. We can say this is like that. We want this like that. This statement also applies to those other aggregate like feeling, or feeling, you feel so happy. Oh, I want to be happy forever. Cannot. You have no control. So feeling does not belong to yourself. It's not mine or I. Perception also, mental formation also, you have no control because keep changing. That's why you say anatta. Yeah, 446. In Dhammapada, the Buddha summarizes all conditioned thing impermanent. Sabe sankara anicca, then sabe sankara dukkha, sabe dhamma anatta. This one in the Dhammapada verses 277, 278, and 279. You see, so last paragraph, if you understand well, internalizing these three characteristics, you understand the nature well through the study of Dharma, through deflection, through contemplation, through meditation. You know things are not my thing, impermanent. So practice and deflect, then you understand the thing that comes to your mind, that everything in this world, the condition, they arise, they appear due to condition, and anything due to condition phenomena are impermanent, dukkha, and non-self, because they will break down, whether it's a conditioned mental state, conditioned physical object, right? Or conditioned relationship. That means relationship appear because of certain condition. Mental state arises or because of condition. So all these are impermanent, non-self. Don't attach to it. You have to deflect, practice it, understand the Dharma through meditation and contemplation. You realize the nature of it, so you don't attach to it lah. You won't feel happy. You don't feel sad about it lah. No, that's a purpose. How you practice in order to realize the three characteristics of all conditioned phenomena. So all these are details of normal A4 part is not today's syllabus, not for us to teach today. Just tell you to practice the normal A4 part, which are the normal A4 part. This one, I think different people will teach you. Different chapter, I think. Because true, some examiner ask you how you practice the Dharma, then you can come to the realization of three characteristics. Then you say practice the normal A4 part. You develop concentration, you develop your wisdom, then you understand the three nature. Then you can let go lah. You don't attach to it lah. Or through meditation, mindfulness, meditation, Satipatthana Sutta. Also, you develop your wisdom. Things impermanent. That's all. So either you will meditate or you practice the normal A4 part. They will come to the same solution. To understand the three characteristics of Buddhism. Then you will get it of all your suffering. So we finish the whole thing almost 5. Any questions? You go through the question, you know what the examiner wants and how to practice to realize that. That's all. That's what the examiner wants. You see. I think these two are very important subjects, Paticca Samuppada and the three characteristics. Almost every year, you study hard, you come out either in the higher or in the seniors. At least one question thoroughly, you know. So any question? No question, then we call it a day. We see you next week.